Hello and welcome back to another episode of the News You Missed, the video game news show that seeks to recap all the big happenings in the video game news circuit that mainstream media seems to just not want to. Today I have big hitter stories from Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox, as well as a Pokemon story that I'd like to speak on at the end, so if you're interested in that, stay tuned. As per usual, I want to start off by thanking all of my donators over on Patreon. I make no money off of these shows, and thereby I am not censored, so if you want to support me on Patreon, I will continue to cover every news story that I desire and not worry about YouTube censorship. $1 a month supports me, gets you this a day early, and helps to keep the press free. Let's begin with, there's a Smash mod that keeps all the Fire Emblem content and removes everything else. This was a response for a mod that came out that removed all the Fire Emblem characters in Smash Ultimate and kept everything else. There's a big meme in the Smash community, if you didn't know, that they keep adding sword fighting characters, and I think the reason that the mod came out to remove all the Fire Emblem characters is because people are just tired of getting the same sword fighter archetype added to Smash when we have these other great characters from other franchises that still have yet to be added. I know a lot of people are very psyched and hyped and want to see like Crash Bandicoot added, Master Chief, and there's many others. We can go down the list. Rayman, you know, there's so many big hitters that still haven't been added, and it just makes you scratch your head and question why, especially with how friendly Microsoft is to Nintendo right now. Nonetheless, I think that's why this happened. I think it's hilarious. Now all we need is a mod that will remove all the pedophiles from the Smash community, but I doubt that's gonna happen. I want to continue on. Nintendo is having a sale on their online as well as their controllers, so if you were interested in getting some classic NES controllers to play your NES games with Nintendo Online, check into it. The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles is announced for the Nintendo Switch. The collection is going to be featuring the titles that have been leaked last November, so that's really cool. Pretty excited for that. I like Ace Attorney. I think you guys would be quite excited for it too, because a lot of people really enjoy the series, so if you have a Switch, look forward to that. There is a Switch printer that has been confirmed, and it's on the heels of Pokemon Snap that's going to be releasing for the Nintendo Switch. Basically what it is it's some type of printer that links to your Nintendo Switch, probably through your phone, through Bluetooth or something similar to that, and what you can do is print out your pictures. It's very similar to back in the day when you played Pokemon Snap. You could take your memory card into Best Buy or like a Blockbuster or a location that had one of those printers and just print out your pictures, which was really cool. So I'm real excited for that. Pokemon Trading Cards have been modded into Kingdom Hearts because why not? It's pretty funny. You guys should check out this mod if you're interested. Take the link in the description below. Sony noticed that Microsoft was beefing up its live service, its free games service, its streaming services. So what did they do? What did they do in response? PlayStation Plus Video Pass. Every gamer was like, man, if only I had more free movies to watch. It's not like I have Netflix or Hulu or Amazon Prime or YouTube Premium, or I could literally just go to the movies or go to Walmart and get movies out of the $5 bin, or the multiple piracy sites that exist, Pirate Bay, torrents that exist. Nah, man, I really need the movie pass for PlayStation. I think I made my point already, so I'm not going to talk about this too much. PlayStation boss has stated that the PS5 will be the generation that will have more exclusives, more dedicated software than ever. Good for it. If you look up the definition of exclusive, it means to exclude. You're not a better person because you can afford a PlayStation 5. There's plenty of people out there who have Xbox One X's and they cost the same as PlayStation 5s. There's plenty of people out there with gaming PCs which cost as much, if not more, than a PlayStation 5. It just means that you have a system that locks out people from experiencing the same games that you do because it attracts people to buy a PlayStation 5. It's just to exclude people. It's not a good thing. thing. It just means that PlayStation's beefing up their own ecosystem. PlayStation has also put out that PlayStation and Firewalk Studios are announcing publishing partnership for a new original multiplayer IP. I don't really know what it's going to be, but there you go. So along with the exclusives they're talking about, you have that. Jim Ryan says Sony is also devising a cloud strategy that will be unique and only on PlayStation. And they are having conversations with Microsoft about exchanging ideas. We're exchanging ideas. Look, man, the only idea you can have at this point in time is that Microsoft is letting people play the Xbox and their Xbox games on their phone, tablets, computers, and that you're going to have to do the same thing. What would be unique to PlayStation? Like what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Like some previous service had done, like something like Google Stadia, or you're just going to let people stream via a controller, or like what are you going to do? Like, come on, man. It's definitely not going to be exclusive and unique to PlayStation. All right. Sony is apparently limiting Resident Evil 8 versions on the Xbox X series and not allowing it to run at a higher resolution. And there's marketing blurbs and stuff like that that also permits them to control whether or not it goes on Game Pass. Whether or not this is real, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's what's going to happen in the end, because deals can change and things like that can alter all the time. But there you have it. Sony really doesn't want people having a good experience if it's not on their console. And speaking of a good experience on their console, Crazy Chicken Shooter Edition, the remake, has been released, and you can buy it right now on Best Buy for $24.99. This is a next generation experience, ladies and gentlemen. Just once again reminding you that it's just a hunk of plastic, a box with electronic components in it, and it really is dependent on the developers whether or not they make a good game. This clearly being shovelware. FPS Boost, games featuring the FPS Boost getting a nice big support for the Xbox One X through Game Pass. Gonna have support for the 120 hertz refresh rate, which is really nice. And there's also going to be support for 60 as well. It's gonna look really nice. You can look through and see the list of games that are going to support 120 and 60, but 60 is just the standard. 120 is just really nice, and that comes with Game Pass yet again. Phantasy Star Online 2, Xbox Special Rewards, and New Genesis closed beta test is occurring. If you guys were interested in that, that's something to take note of if you're a big fan of Phantasy Star. Online multiplayer is free to play for games that are free to play, and that has unlocked April 21st. So if you're on the Xbox side, you do not have to pay for gold, you do not have to pay for Game Pass to play games like Fortnite, Apex Legends, things like that for free. There's a whole list and you can check into it. A lot of these games are pretty cool. Again, they're free to play. If you don't have a lot of money, you can still play for free with people, and you don't need a membership, which is awesome, which makes me wonder when they're going to get rid of Xbox Live Gold altogether. So Microsoft has divulged and expressed that they're adding more games to Game Pass. Some of the ones that are coming sooner than later is Fable: The Anniversary, which I highly recommend you play if you have never played it before. There's Destroy All Humans, and there's a couple other games on here that you guys might be interested in. MLB The Show's already there, but there you have it. I hope you guys really appreciate these free games. What an age to live in. We've never had more free games available to us in the history of gaming. Overwatch director Jeff Kaplan is leaving Blizzard after 20 years. Overwatch 2's development will continue with the assistant game developer Aaron Keller heading the project. Not exactly a good sign when your main director of gaming is leaving and it's a project he's very well known for. Not a good sign over at Blizzard. Regardless, I wish him well. The guy did a lot of work for Overwatch. If you guys didn't know, Destiny 2's Guardian Games has begun. You can get the Heir Apparent Catalyst. That's pretty much the only thing you're going to get from it, aside from a few triumphs and some armor that doesn't particularly excite me as a very long-stead veteran of Destiny 2. But if you're interested, it's just basically go in, play some game modes, get some stuff that drops, turn it in, rinse, and repeat. That's the gist of it. That's Destiny. Finally, I want to close on this. There's an individual in the Pokemon community, and they made a video talking about some things they've experienced as a woman in the Pokemon community, and they've never been able to talk about it publicly. And they made this video. I strongly suggest everyone go and give it a watch, give it a listen, make sure that you take into context what she's saying. Because I personally, even though I'm not a woman, I've experienced a lot of bad stuff in the Pokemon community. I don't really associate with the Pokemon community. I don't associate with Poketubers. I've talked about it a lot. A lot of them are snakes. They're backstabbers. There's times where people have come to me and they've shown me screenshots of big Poketubers laughing at me, talking behind my back in Discords with groups of other Poketubers. And that's what they do, man. Like, they're very dirty, low down people. Now, I'm not gonna drop any names because there's no point in starting a massive drama war, and that's what this person didn't want any of those individuals to be identified. They just wanted to talk about what's happened to them and try and get people to maybe change the way they interact with each other behind the scenes and publicly. And I can't agree more. So if you're in the Pokemon community, try to not be so much of a dick behind the scenes and publicly. Thanks. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be signing out. I've been your host, Protomario. This has been the news you missed. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave me a like, leave me a comment down below, and if you're an active subscriber, click that subscribe button. But other than that, I'll see you in the next one.